Wait, one time, make sure I'm recording. I should be recording now. Okay, hello and welcome back to Fuss Snow. Hopefully you're all doing okay today, the same too. Now, it's been a little while since our last episode, being somewhere in early July, being the 17th or the 19th, somewhere around there. But I've been meaning to get back, I always remind myself to keep, coming back, but, take time, I tell you. Alright, so, last we left off, we were just, you know what, I can't remember where we left off. I guess we'll just continue where, we last left off without knowing where I last left. The street lights lead us along. As we walk along the snow-dusted street, there are pinpricks of light piercing the evening's darkness. The two of us walk side by side without a word, the only sound being snow crunching underfoot. Far from the silence feeling oppressive, I'm rather glad that we don't need to fill the air with idle conversation. With our classes finished, I offered to repay her for the dinner she made for me. Hardly one to turn down a free meal, she readily accepted. It's not like that excuse to bring her over was a lie. As such, or at least that's what I tell myself. In truth, I want to be closer to Élan. As I throw furtive glances to her, I muse about how the times we're together feel different to when I'm with others. Her earnest yet clumsy attempts to help me feeling all the more rewarding. Sorry, I had a little bit of dirt on my mouse pad there. I'm not sure, but I don't think these feelings are just friendship anymore. Oh. You're lucky to live so close to us too. I still have no idea how you can hike all the way to your place every single day and not be exhausted. That's what happens when you don't wimp out of walking. Being fit has its advantages. Well, I stopped myself from imagining how fit Elan's body is. I'm reminded that she's seen my own body. I cringe in embarrassment as I remember modelling for her the other day, trying to shake off the feeling before she notices. Eventually we reach the now familiar apartment building, the two of us stopping a moment. I'm a little surprised myself at how quickly I came to think of this place as home. The ill-maintained building feeling so foreboding at first. Everything here is so different to home. Right down to the street lights we stand under. Gone where the modern white lights of downtown and the suburbs, replaced by dull orange lamps which occasionally flickered. Well, here it is. I'm more than a little nervous about what she thinks of this new home after bringing her all the way here. Rather than judging me for it, she looks more to be carefully studying it. My nervous attempts to read her stoic gaze get me nowhere. Looks nice. So, what's your roommate like anyway? No sooner do the words leave her mouth than she jumps from a hand, latching tightly onto her shoulder. I didn't even notice her in the darkness. She must have been having a smoke outside when she saw us.
Hey!
Yo! As we sit at the... I just imagine, like, nice, nice, day for, cigarette. And, oh, look, there they are, just slowly, glide across the snow without making any noise, I tell you. As we sit at the dinner table, Elan's gaze has trouble staying on us. I know these eyes well. They're those of a tourist, taking in everything around them, while desperately trying to engrave it in memory, or perhaps in order to judge my living conditions. I have to admit, this must look a bit shabby compared to her home. She's surely worked out that I'm not exactly well off from the area already, though. Compared to Elan's apartment, ours is full with the artifacts of life, a couple stuffed animals, some movie posters, and DVDs around the place. Or, I thought that was no, it's an aging console next to the television, and various bits and bobs accumulated through the years littered the room. Elan's eyes pass over it all, but she stays usually subdued. Perhaps the reason isn't the room itself, but the person sitting across from her.
Huh?
So this is where you live, huh? Sorry if it's a bit cold. The heating's having problems. You mean having problems as usual. There goes trying to put on a front. I know it doesn't look great from the outside, but we try to keep this place nice to live in. Fixing leaks, giving the place a lick of paint, patching holes and all that. Gets Allison a crash course in handiwork too. It isn't much, but it's home. That's got to count for something, right? It does. You done a good job on making this place homely. You never told me you were this good at science and math, Allison. No wonder it seems so easy for you. She gestures towards the trophy on the side table and certificate on the wall above it, being awards from competitions I won in high school. You never asked.
Allison!
Wait, what? Seriously, Allison? Come on. I earn a playful clip over the head, Elan snorting in amusement. She was good enough to get a science scholarship thanks to that brain of hers. Never having been great at knowing how to respond to praise, I just hang my head. It feels a little embarrassing to be complimented in front of Elan. Big sense, she's got me out of a jam a few times. She's a handy person to have around. I feel myself flower into a blush at the words, sinking lower into my chair as my face feels hot. I'm surprised how nice it feels. Despite being so awkward, a smile spreads on my face. You know, I'm getting embarrassed here. I'm getting second-hand embarrassment over here. A smile spreads on my face as my legs sway beneath the table with unexpected energy. It feels different when it comes from Elan.
Thanks.
Thanks for the food, by the way.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Nice to finally meet someone from Allison's side of the fence. For a change, actually. I was starting to get worried that she didn't have any friends. I can only bring my hand to my face as Elan raises a eyebrow in pointed interest. I do wish Rose wouldn't make such a big deal out of my being shy.
Huh?
Really? Not exactly the outgoing type, I guess. Sorry, I'm feeling the leg of my chair. Realized, I definitely got the bad chair. When I mean bad chair, it has a little snap in the bottom of it. I was wondering why it always went to the left. It would just be on the left side. It's always like the most uncomfortable when it's on the left side. Turns out, it's got a snap in it. Hopefully it does not give way, anytime soon. Not exactly the outgoing type, I guess. I'm shocked. She takes a large sip of soda before continuing on. There's a few of us in her little circle now. No thanks to her dragging me into a club.
Eileen!
You agreed to come. It's Caprice's club anyway. So now you have nothing to do with it. This is a new story. All I can do is grimace as Elan lifts a eyebrow, getting the rise out of me that she wanted. She softens the blow a little with a small nudge from her shoulder, earning a smile from Rose. Élan gives a mighty yawn, poorly hidden by a hand over her mouth. I don't think I've seen her bother trying to hide one before. Sorry. Tired? I'm always tired. What's with the bags under your eyes anyway? Rough night? Insomnia? It's fun stuff. Here, I was trying to be tactful and not bringing that up, and Rose just kicks down the door as usual. That does give some context to Élan's short fuse, though I shouldn't jump to conclusions. Well, they say good, wholesome food can fix that. Hopefully this will pick you up a bit. Tell you, I'm not best at reading, I tell you. Not the best at reading. Especially if recently as my brain just does not want to read properly these days, or my mouth does not want to, make words these days. Nothing says homemade like burgers and fries after all. As the two talk, I quietly begin on my food. I hadn't realized how empty I was. The fries disappeared into my mouth at a quick pace. Thank goodness for having a good metabolism. Someone's hungry. I look up quizzically at her, drawing a raised eyebrow. It's only now I realize my cheeks are full as a chipmunk. Good to see you two get along so well. Rose takes a hold of my shoulder and gives a playful shake, my head bobbing to it, and to and fro, as I try to avoid choking on the fry on its way down. Allison's fine. Sorry, I needed to move my leg there. Quiet as a mouse, and manages to put up with my, trash. Considering how much she takes care of chores and errands, I can't really complain. You mean considering how nice of a person I am, right? That too. You know what, I can see that they have such, the person who did the art has, the same kind of mouth, design. Like literally, it's like almost a copy of that little bit underneath the mouth. Kinda looks like that mouth but upside down. And that's what it reminds me of. The three of us munch away on our foot, the quiet sound of cars outside, and prattling from the TV, providing what little noise there is to be heard. It seems like Élan is starting to settle, which is a relief. It took me a while myself when I first met Rose. Surprised you two can keep your fingers. I was gonna say fingers. Eaten. Your fingers eaten, just oh no, my fingers are gone. Figures eaten, this kind of stuff. You don't have it often, do you? Rose and I share a quick glance. No, not at all. Not often, just special events. There we go. Fallen a foul of Élan's judgment. Should just get a rice cooker, buy rice in bulk, grab some vegetable packets, throw them together. Easy and cheap, healthier than takeout. Have to admit, it was nice when I dated a guy who could cook. Huh? Having her around doesn't make things too awkward when you bring guys over. You learn to be quiet. I guess you would. I frown at the both of them. I don't want to hear about this. If you didn't know already, that means I've been doing a good job. Rose's comment only causes my frown to deepen. I can feel myself blushing just from the topic of conversation, which just embarrasses me more. Besides, if you ever get a boyfriend, you're going to have to learn to, if you want to bring him around here. I won't be doing anything like that. Rose laughs, and Élan looks amused. I sulk, hating that. The attention has been centered on me now. I especially don't want this kind of conversation around Élan. Thankfully, Rose seems content with her teasing. So what's your story? You're a friend of Allison's, right? Turned out that way. Just another student at the community college, majoring in art. The artisty type, huh? Going for the big bucks then? Thanks. I'm sure you'll find something, hopefully, not involving burgers and fries. Élan limits are clearly being tested, being less tolerant of being poked at than hopefully, Rose realizes it. You seem like the artsy type yourself. What's with all the ink? Élan's motions to Rosie's left side, all brandishing a French fry, the tattoo on her upper arm, only made more noticeable by her tank top. Look cool.
Seriously?
Uh-huh. Expected it to be my life story or something. That was my first...
Oh yeah.
Wait, don't forget what I said. I'm in the Yakuza. They gave me these as my initiation. Nothing says Yakuza like a baker in Middle America. As Rosie's chest heaves with light-hearted laughter, I find myself smiling as well. I'm glad the two get along, though a little part of me wishes I could be like Élan. It took me months to warm up to Rose, yet Élan gets on with others so smoothly. Standing out in front of the apartment once more, we say our goodbyes for real this time, even if she pointedly refused Rosie's later offer of transport. At least she'll be going home on a full stomach. It's a odd atmosphere. It's time to say goodbyes. Say our goodbyes. Especially given the night's chill having set in. But neither of us quite want to say the words.
When you said you had a roommate, that's the last kind of person I expected you to be shacked up with.
Rose is nice. Once you get to know her, she's a family friend. So I guess you could say I got this apartment through connections.
Élan's not really wrong, though. Ever since starting at community college, I've gone from having a couple of very alike friends at high school to a increasing meagery of odd characters. I can never say that word that way. The way Élan looks as she gazes at the building catches me off guard. It's hardly the comfortable resistance she seems to have. Rose and I pretty much eking out a living with what scraps we get, yet she looks so wistful.
You really have a nice thing going, don't you?
Yeah,
I guess so.
If you ever want to visit again, you're definitely welcome.
She gives a amused snort and a smile.
I'll have to take you up on that sometime.
Moments tick by as the two of us stand out on the sidewalk, neither quite knowing what to say next. I want her to stay around some more to talk to, but I know it's already getting late. Idly thinking over our dinner together for something to talk with her about. One particular part of the conversation keeps sticking out, replaying it in my head. I can feel my face going red before I can cover it with my hands.
What's wrong?
I can't believe Rose was talking about that kind of stuff, even though you just met her.
That's alright. I'm the one who brought it up.
That's right. You're just as bad.
I give her shoulder firm tap, immediately feeling conscious of the gesture. I pull away from her and look elsewhere, fuming away in my embarrassment. Élan rocks back and forth between her heels and the ball of her feet to pass the time while I recover, as not quite known what to do. Eventually, thankfully, Élan breaks the silence between us.
Thanks for inviting me here. I'm glad to have been over tonight.
Why?
To be honest, I had you pegged as some spoiled little delicate flower when I first met you. You know, the kind who coasts along on their parents' attention before the real world punches them in the face.
Dang.
It looks like you have your life pretty sorted, though. You've got a good head on your shoulders, friends, and a cool roommate. You've managed to scratch together a pretty decent life for yourself.
She just gives a long breath, rocking back and forth on her feet, as she tries to put some words together. I want to thank her for the kind words, but I'm left speechless after such a warm-hearted appraisal of my current world.
I don't really know what to say now. I guess I feel a bit dumb for lecturing you so much.
It's fine, really.
My frantic brushing off the idea puts it both of us on the back foot, smiling with that wonderful rare smile of hers. She seems to accept the situation. Before I can say anything more, the blonde girl turns to begin the long walk back home. Without looking back, Élan simply raises her hand into the air as she strolls off down the road. She's as confident as ever. Things just happened around me, and I walked problems out as they occurred. Is that really worth respect? It feels strange to have someone I admired to turn that right back on me. I feel my heart sting as her figure gets smaller in the dark night sky, but there's nothing I can say or do. Just watch her go. The cold night's breeze wafts past the balcony, my thin jacket doing little to stop it. The only noise to be heard is the odd car rushing down the street through the darkness, or snippets of muffled music from neighbouring apartments. Moments like this are nice, circumstances aside. Just being able to be alone with my thoughts without the distraction of others. That said, I already have my answer to what had been on my mind. That was the real point of this dinner after all. When I modelled for her, I wanted to be a part of something that was important to Élan. Even before then, I wonder if the times I tried to get closer weren't out of friendship alone. What I found as I watched Élan walk away was all the confirmation of my feelings I needed. A dark figure suddenly appears, taking no heed of my surprise, as it leans against the balcony beside me. As I compose myself once more, the familiar accrete smell passing my nose tips me off before my eyes do.
Don't scare me like that!
Hey, I called out. Not my fault you were daydreaming.
Her mention of it being all my worries flooding right back, hardly wanting to look at Rose. While I was thinking about all this, I turn back and try to ignore her as best as I can. Rose mentioned how I should think about finding a partner sometime while in college. My parents too, and even my high school friends before I came. I was content to focus on school and keep such complications out of my mind until my life was all set up and ready. College has already set me right on that account. Life doesn't go on hold until you're ready to face it. Rose simply blows a puff of smoke, a thin stream passing her lips, and disappearing into the night sky. I try to keep my mouth shut, but the smell proves too much for me as I bring my hand to my face. That's terrible.
You're the one who banishes me here, remember?
I hate to admit it, but she does have a point. Rose stubbornly makes a point of taking a puff of her cigarettes. But soon notice, she just, that one picture of a spy from Team Fortress 2 just keeps popping into my image there, which is all the entire, circle of the mouth, filled with just, well, cigarettes. But soon notices that something is amiss.
Come on, out with it. What's on your mind?
It'll be easy enough to wave her off. One of the things I like about Rose is that she knows when to step back, and this is the kind of thing plenty of people keep private. But somehow, even if I haven't told Élan how I felt, I kind of want someone else to know.
I think I like someone.
Oh, this is making me laugh. Can't stop smiling, I tell you. I watch her reaction with the best attempt I can muster at casual interest. I'm surprised by how unsurprised Rose is. She already knows. After a tortureless long time, she finishes her puff of cigarettes and takes it from her mouth. Yeah, the look of
someone with that on the mind. It's that Eileen girl, right?
My mind blanks. She's picked that up herself. She isn't taken off guard by my liking a girl at all. The knot of anxiety I hadn't even noticed forming inside of me suddenly twists and turns. The unexpected splutter of explanation suddenly not needed. I psyched myself up so much only for it to go nowhere. The silence between us continues as Rose patiently waits for me to respond. It's just what's supposed to come after saying that.
I didn't think you knew about Eileen or,
Well, I mean, kinda hard to ignore what's in front of your face, Seeing you two together, it all clicked.
You don't think I'm weird?
Apparently feeling a little more sure of what to say, she gives a disarming smile.
Believe me, I'm not in any position to call someone weird.
Yeah.
Hey, that's not what you're supposed to say.
She elbows me in response to my mostly unintentional bite back. With the situation diffused, I managed to calm down a little. Just saying I like her makes my thoughts feel all the more real, my heart skipping a beat as I repeat the words in my mind. Rose sinks to herself a little before snuffing out her cigarette on the ashtray and looking at me squarely.
Sorry, I shouldn't be so flippant when you're all worked up. I get that coming out can be hard. For what it's worth, I really appreciate that you trust me so much.
The warm smile on her face proves infectious. All tension from the air fading away, I hardly mind. Now that I've managed to unwind a little, I get the feeling she's stumbling through this herself. Minutes go by, with only the passing of cars beneath us for noise, with us savouring the peacefulness of the winter nights. As loose ends, I lean against the balcony railing and finally break the silence.
What should I do?
I don't think that's something I can decide for you. Just remember that you're still young.
So you don't think it'll work out?
I'm not saying that. Just take it easy, alright? Relationships are a pain in the ass.
That be true. This isn't what I hoped Rose would say at all, but that doesn't mean she's wrong.
I thought love was supposed to feel all happy and warm, but I feel more nervous than anything else.
Welcome to relationships. Falling for someone is easy. It's what comes next that's hard.
Yeah, quite true. Her disarming smile at least puts me a little more at ease. I'm glad I have a Rose here for me, In many ways, I feel like we can't relate to each other, but we can still have this kind of conversation and understand each other. We're just two girls talking about love.
You're a good girl, Allison. I promise that whatever happens, you can call on me. Okay?
Thanks.
But, you know, if things do work out, you're still gonna have to learn how to be quiet for my sake if you bring her around.
Cracking me up.
Froze!
That's my favourite part there. Oh, that was great. Is that going to be a new chapter start? Well, you know, we'll have to save the game here. I know, but it's already been 30 minutes, and I think that's the best place to end off. So, hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, safe, hope you support, give us wishes, give us advice, it's very important. And bye, see you next time, bye bye.